दर्शकों, स्वागत है आपका खबर फेस टू फेस पे। आप देख रहे हैं खबर फेस टू फेस यूट्यूब चैनल और मैं हूँ ज़ीशान आज़मी। आइए देखते हैं आज की ताज़ा खबरें।
अमेरिकी प्रतिनिधि सभा ने वैश्विक स्तर पर इस्लामोफोबिया से लड़ने के लिए एक बिल को मंजूरी दे दी है। सदन में इस्लामोफोबिया बिल पर हुई वोटिंग में पक्ष में 219 और विपक्ष में 212 वोट पड़े। अब इसे सीनेट में चर्चा के लिए भेजा जाएगा। इस्लामोफोबिया बिल को मंजूरी मिलने के बाद दुनिया के सभी देशों में मुस्लिम विरोधी पूर्वाग्रह की वजह से मुसलमानों के खिलाफ होने वाले घटनाओं को अब अमेरिकी प्रतिनिधि सभा की वार्षिक मानवाधिकार की रिपोर्ट में शामिल किया जाएगा। अमेरिका के मिनेसोटा से डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी की मुस्लिम महिला सांसद इल्हान उमर समेत 30 से अधिक सांसदों के एक समूह ने इस बिल को लिखा था। इस्लामोफोबिया के इस बिल पर वोटिंग तब हुई है जब कुछ हफ्ते पहले ही में कोलोराडो से अमेरिकी प्रतिनिधि सभा में रिपब्लिकन सांसद लॉरेन बोबर्ट ने सोमालिया में जन्मी डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी की सांसद इल्हान उमर के लिए मुस्लिम विरोधी भाषा का इस्तेमाल करते हुए उन्हें जिहादी दस्ते के तौर पर संबोधित किया था। अमेरिकी प्रतिनिधि सभा में पारित हुए इस्लामोफोबिया बिल के तहत इस्लामोफोबिया की निगरानी और मुकाबला करने के लिए एक विशेष दूत की नियुक्ति की जाएगी। इसके साथ ही दुनिया भर के देशों में इस्लामोफोबिया की वजह से मुस्लिमों के खिलाफ होने वाले मामलों को विभाग की वार्षिक रिपोर्ट में पेश किया जाएगा। डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी की सांसद इल्हान उमर द्वारा लिखे गए इस्लामोफोबिया बिल के अनुसार ऐसे मामलों पर नजर बनाए रखने के लिए विशेष दूत नियुक्त करने से अमेरिका के नीति निर्माताओं को मुस्लिम विरोधी कट्टरता की वैश्विक समस्या को बेहतर तरीके से समझने में मदद मिलेगी। इस विशेष दूत की नियुक्ति का अधिकार स्टेट सेक्रेटरी के पास होगा। यह विशेष दूत दुनिया भर के देशों की गैर सरकारी संस्थाओं के जरिए वहां होने वाले मुस्लिम विरोधी मामलों की जानकारी एकत्र करेगा। इस्लामोफोबिया की वजह से होने वाली इन घटनाओं को प्रकृति और उसकी सीमा के बारे में विस्तृत रिपोर्ट देगा। विशेष दूत का काम होगा कि वह अमेरिका सहित दुनिया भर में मुस्लिम समुदाय खिलाफ हुई हर हिंसा, शोषण के साथ उनके स्कूलों, मस्जिदों और कब्रिस्तानों समेत अन्य संस्थानों के साथ हुई किसी भी घटना की रिपोर्ट बनाएगा। राज्य द्वारा प्रायोजित हिंसा के मामलों की जानकारी निकालने व सरकारी और गैर सरकारी मीडिया में मुस्लिमों के प्रति हिंसा के कृत्यों और घृणा को बढ़ावा देने या सही ठहराने के प्रयास करने के बारे में भी रिपोर्ट देगा।
Madam Speaker, today I rise because we are in the midst of a staggering rise of anti-Muslim violence and discrimination around the world. At its worst, it is Uyghurs in concentration camps in China and genocide against the Rohingya in Burma. But those atrocities are part of a deeper fabric of violence against Muslims and impunity for violence against Muslims at a global level. In India, Prime Minister Modi's government has moved to strip citizenship from millions of Muslims. In Sri Lanka, anti-Muslim laws and violence have imposed terror on the community. In Hungary, in Belarus, and Poland, politicians have stroked fear of Muslim migrants and refugees. In New Zealand and Canada, white supremacists' violence has targeted Muslims, including at their places of worship. And of course, we in the United States are not immune to this hatred. It is no secret that the previous president of the United States explicitly vowed, and I quote, a complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the United States. But Trump was simply taking advantage of a deeper culture of Islamophobia that has existed for the past 2 decades, from the Patriot Act to the CVE program to Abu Ghraib. None of these things are happening in isolation. We must understand that these problems are interlinked. In fact, earlier this year, the United Nations commissioned a report and concluded that Islamophobia has reached, I quote, epidemic proportion, and urged nations around the world to take all necessary measures to combat it. As a country that was founded on religious liberty, our leadership on international religious freedom depends on recognizing that Islamophobia is global in scope, and we must lead the global effort to address it. That's why Representative Schakowsky and I have introduced this bill to create a special envoy for monitoring and combating Islamophobia at the State Department. This bill also adds violence and incitement targeted at Muslims to the State Department's annual Human Rights Report and International Religious Freedom Report. There are cynics who would rather see us divided on racial, ethnic, gender, and religious lines because it suits their political agenda. But I believe as Americans, we should stand united against all forms of bigotry. In fact, this legislation is modeled on the Special Envoy to combat anti-Semitism, and I was proud to co-sponsor and vote last Congress on legislation to elevate that envoy to a cabinet-level position. Because it is important, Madam Speaker, that we live in a world where everyone is free of persecution based on their religious background and beliefs. And until everyone is free to practice their religion, no one is. So I want to thank the co-lead of this bill, a partner in justice, Representative Jan Schakowsky, along with Chairman Meeks, Speaker Pelosi, and the leadership team for their commitment to this legislation. I also want to thank the Council on American Islamic Relations for their advocacy on this, and all the groups representing cross-section of human rights, civil rights, and faith coalitions who fight for religious rights for everyone around the world. And with that, Madam Speaker, I yield back.
I rise today in strong support of today's bill to help monitor and combat Islamophobia. Targeting someone because of their religion is discriminatory and it is dangerous. And yet across the world, anti-Muslim prejudice is spreading. As a result, innocent people are being attacked, their mosques vandalized, and their rights curtailed. All of this is the deliberate result of anti-Muslim fear-mongering, often from the highest levels of government. But the violence and repression would not be possible without the propaganda that paints all Muslims as dangerous. We've seen that even in our own country, where a lie that Muslims are dangerous was used to justify a Muslim ban. And this hate speech continues to echo in the halls of Congress today, even against our own members of Congress. This must stop. The more these hateful lies spread, the more people will follow the words of their leaders and take action, leading to more violence like the shootings in Christchurch and around the world. With this bill, we can help stop the spread of this Islamophobia and help stop the violence these words cause. Let's ensure that everybody, regardless of race or religion, can feel safe in this country and around the world for being who they are.
Mr. Speaker, since my motion 103 in 2017, we've changed the conversation so that no federal leader can ever pretend that Islamophobia is not a threat. We've made progress since then, including a national summit earlier this year, but as long as Muslim Canadians fear for their safety in the workplace or walking down the street, we have to do more. Can the Minister of Housing and Diversity and Inclusion please tell this House what the government is doing to continue combating Islamophobia in Canada?
Minister for Housing.
Mr. Speaker, Islamophobia is real and a troubling fact. That is why earlier this past summer we held a national summit on Islamophobia to hear directly from community members about their lived experiences, but also taking concrete steps on how we can assist them further. I'm pleased to inform the honourable member from Mississauga, Erin Mills, that we will take further action, including dedicated resources to tackle Islamophobia and working with Muslim Canadians on the appointment of a special representative to tackle Islamophobia. On this side of the House, we will continue to fight hatred in Canada to keep communities safe, Mrs. Speaker.
Madam Speaker, Islamophobia is a problem across the world, including in my own district, where one of the many mosques that I represent was vandalized last year. It's a problem in this body, where only 4 Muslims have ever served, and where the most visible among them, Congresswoman Omar, has been the subject of horrible anti-Muslim attacks. And it's obviously a problem abroad, even rising to the level of genocide in Burma and China. I'm a Jewish member of Congress who considers fighting all forms of oppression and all instances of religious discrimination core to my faith. Mr. Speaker, let's all come together and reaffirm that cardinal American value, freedom of religion. Let's pass this law as a step towards protecting the rights of the world's 1.8 million Muslims, and an integral part of our work to win freedom and security for all people everywhere. I yield back.